Shalom Aleichem and welcome to Online Smicha. Afreilich and Chanukah. You know there's a lot of beautiful minhagim connected to Chanukah. The dinim of Hadlakas Neiris and Halo, that everybody knows. But the minhagim, Minhag Yisrael Torah, who are fascinating. One of the minhagim that you go into a Yiddish house in Chanukah is they eat special food, which is interesting because in Shulchan Aruch, the Ramah brings that it's customary to eat milchiks because of the cheese that Yehudis gave to eat to the general, and that caused that was the beginning of the Yeshua. Yet you don't find too many people eating milchik on Chanukah. You know that a milchik is for Shavuos, but what you do find people eating is latkes, potato latkes, in all different forms of dips that they dip it into, that's each to his own, or jelly donuts, sufganiyot. And the question is, the test is latkes versus jelly donuts. What's the debate here? What's the insight into both of them? The obvious comparison these two have is they're heavily fried in oil. Latkes are fried in oil, and jelly donuts, sufganiyot, are fried in oil. Why oil? Obviously, oil is what Chanukah is all about, the shemen of the menorah. However, there is more to this. It's brought in Svarim that we know that the Gemara says that a zayis, chamisha devarim, machzirin esa limud. The Gemara in Hayriya says 5 things help a person remember what he studied, and one of them is shemen zayis, olive oil. Olive oil, to have olive oil helps your zikaron. So, therefore, hayois, since we know that the Yavanim, their main motive, their main theme was lahashkicham teiresecha, God forbid to make the Yidden forget Torah, so we're using a method that will help us remember the Torah learning. And these things are fried in oil. Actually, it does say in Svarim that we don't know why people are not makbid based on this, on shemen zayis. If the Gemara clearly says that shemen zayis is a method, is a segula for zikaron. Now, zayis is unique because the Gemara actually says that zaysim, olives themselves, eating olives themselves, make you forget. It's only the shemen zayis, the oil that comes from the olive oil, is good for zikaron. So this is what we say in Alanissim. Kisha malchus yavam harsha lahashkicham b'taresecha ula'aviram be'chukei ritzeinecha. The Yavanim wanted to make, God forbid, the Yidden forget the Torah and forget Torah mitzvahs. But the Yidden gavru, the Yidden overpowered, and they did not allow the shikha, they did not allow the forgetfulness that happens from zaysim. They took the zayis, even the pressure that the Yavanim made, and squeezed out of it shemen zayis, and that's why we do things with shemen zayis. Again, based on all the explanations I'm giving, it says in Svarim there should be an emphasis that the food that we eat perhaps should be made with shemen zayis. However, which one of the two is better? Is it better to eat latkes, or is it better to eat sifganiyot? Or is there is it just a taste or taste difference, whatever you like better? So I'll tell you a chiddush from Reb Shlomo Zalman Auerbach. Reb Shlomo Zalman Auerbach says that it could be that the reason why you eat sufganiyot, donuts, jelly donuts, or fried donuts on Chanukah, is because we want to make ourselves make an ala michya on Chanukah, specifically ala michya. Why? Because it's in the story of Chanukah we find that when the Chashmonaim were victorious and they came into the Beis HaMikdash, they were able to clean and purify everything in the Beis HaMikdash. However, there was an exception to the rule. The exception of what they were metayr, it's brought in Svarim that Avnei HaMizbeach, the stones of the Mizbeach, they couldn't clean. Because they couldn't make it back together. The Yevanim really hurt it, damaged them. So, and the Yidden couldn't fix them. So therefore, the stones of the Mizbeach, the Yevanim, the Chashmonaim were forced to hide, to bury, to put aside as shemus, like a form of Kedusha. Because there is something special about the Mizbeach for Chanukah. Now, in a regular benching, we don't mention anything about Mizbeach. It is only in Al HaMichya where we say Val Mizbechacha. We remember the Eibishter having a Mizbeach in the Beis HaMikdash. So therefore, we set ourselves up to eat a food that you will say Al HaMichya, which is the donut. Whereas the potato latke is not Al HaMichya. It is Bar Nefashis, it's Hadamah, it's whatever. It's not Al HaMichya. The issue is that l'cha'ira, this explanation that he gives is connected to a very big shaila. The very big shaila is why in Al HaNisim, why when we bench for bread and we say Birchas HaMazon, you say Al HaNisim. And you mentioned that today is Purim, and you say today is Chanukah, and you mentioned what the celebration is all about. In the Me'ein Shalosh, in Al HaNisim, in Me'ein Shalosh, in Al HaMichya, we don't even mention anything about Chanukah. Why? So that's a classical question. There's a reason given from the Gra, there's a reason given from Reb Chaim Brisker. The reasons are because it's only the concept of mentioning Al HaNisim is only Rishus, based on the Gemara. It's not a Chiyuv. So we don't make the Chiyuv everywhere. You only make it by benching. You don't make it by Al HaMichya. Because it's a question, you know that it's brought in Sfarim Farkert. Because it's a question, there are actually some people that don't want to allow themselves to make an Al HaMichya on Chanukah. Because if they make an Al HaMichya on Chanukah, they're up with the Shaila, why don't we mention Chanukah there? So here Reb Shlomo Zalman says that it's good to eat sufganiyot, because then you're going to mention Mizbechacha in Al HaMichya. But from the other hand, it actually says in Svarim that Al HaMichya and Chanukah is a question because you don't mention anything about Chanukah. Again, this is just another case to show you that a Minig Yisrael is loaded with Pshat, Remez, Drush, Soid, and Halacha. And we have to learn to see the beauty of all this. Yashikayach, and please join us again next week.